ladies. How are we doing today?
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Hi, I'm great. So I am Lauren, and I go by Thrift Goddess on Poshmark and Instagram. First question actually is I'm gonna do a screen recording for YouTube. If anyone's not okay with that, just let me know and I can block you out. I've been a reseller on Poshmark since May of 2019. And I just want to kind of get to know you guys. How long have you been reselling? So you guys can take turns.
My name is Handheld. I have started reselling since, I would say, January of this year. My boyfriend opened our account earlier in 2019, so back July or June. So it hasn't been too long.
Julie, I started my Poshmark account in August of 2019. And I only really started getting mostly into it this year.
I started last month, March.
Yay, welcome.
Nice, newbie.
Thank you.
Welcome to Poshmark. You're going to love it. And Alex, you're the last one.
Hi.
Yeah, we're having troubles hearing you, Alex. Just continue on. Hi, welcome. So, yeah, we just started, so we're just talking about how long everyone's been on Poshmark. So how long have you been on it?
Since they opened in Canada, so June.
Yeah, that was me too. Literally, May 30th, I was the day of. I'm signing up for account, getting this going. Yeah, I was really excited for it. So I'm from Ontario. Where's everyone else from?
Manitoba.
Me too.
Oh, wow.
Wait, who said me too?
Brittany and Chantel. Wow, you guys could have a little powwow.
Yes. Hi.
Wait, that's Chantel down there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chantel. Brittany. From the
Hi.
group. Yeah. Remember?
Oh, okay. Awesome. Because, I keep trying to find people from my city because I feel like Ontario has so many people. I don't know anyone else in, Manitoba who does it except for, 2 other users on Facebook. So it was just one of those things where I was like, okay, let me see who else does it.
Yeah, I know of you, and then Nikki, who also lives out by myself in Niverville, and then Sparkle and Shine, who's in the city, and then another girl I know in the city who also lives. So there's 5 of us.
And Alex is from Windsor. Just her audio is really hard to hear. I actually met her. I had a Posh list, and she was the only one who came, other than me and the other host. So we've stayed in touch since then. And that's her son, Lenny. He came as well. He's super cute.
Hi, Lauren. Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, that's better. So, Zoe, where are you from?
Toronto, Ontario. How about you? Where in Toronto are you? Oh, sorry, where in Ontario, sorry.
Me? Oh, yeah, I guess I should be more specific. Norfolk County. Probably no one's familiar with it. It's out in the country.
She's close to London.
Okay, now I know.
Hi.
Oh, I have sound.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Good. Hi.
Good.
This is my first one.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
There's 2 LA Millers. I'm confused.
Oh, no, yes, there is.
2 of them.
There is. Look at that.
Yeah, so we're just talking about how long we've been reselling and where we're from.
On Poshmark, I've only been selling for a few months, maybe. My partner and I have been trying to start a reselling type thing for about a year now, and then we kind of had something going, and then when the virus hit, we had to completely rethink where we were getting our stuff, and then decided to kind of change things up a bit, and that's when we kind of started going on Poshmark. So, and I live in London, Ontario.
London? Great. Oh, that's actually pretty close to me. I'm in Delhi, Norfolk County. It's an hour for me.
Yep. No, that is.
Hello, everyone.
Cool.
Sorry I'm late.
Hi, no problem. Only 10 minutes late. No big deal. We're not on a set schedule here, really. So we're just saying where we're from and how long we've been reselling.
I'm from Michigan. I'm actually just over the bridge from Ontario.
Okay. Do you sell in the States and Canada as well?
I sell to whoever wants to buy my stuff, whether they're in US or Canada. I don't care.
Oh, yeah, that's great. So, LA Millers from Hamilton and reselling since January. That's great. It's a good time. Well, not really a good time to start because the virus is happening, but it's still good to get involved with.
There's pros and cons totally to each. So I think just changing the way we view the business and how to really just like change our idea on where we need to get inventory from and where we need to like how we list and like that, right? Like there's still so many ways that we can expand and grow and change. And I think that's something we need to really like try and like step out of the box and learn how to do. But I know sales are like just as good, if not better, at this time right now. So it really depends.
Yeah, that's definitely true. All right, so we're going to be talking a little bit about like how we do our photos and tips on doing that. So obviously when you're scrolling through Poshmark and you see the cover photo, that's the first thing, like that's the first impression, right? So for me, I like to try and make sure my photos are right. They show like all the details of the item. I try not to alter them too much to change the color, because I actually had an issue with that once. Someone claimed that something wasn't the right color because I maybe edited a little bit too much, so that was an issue. And I have like a wooden vinyl backdrop that I use just so it's not like on my carpet or anything. So I'm wondering about what you guys do to make your cover photos stand out.
I use a white backdrop. Either it's hanging on boards or I have a table if I need to have something sitting down. We use Lightroom, so I do for the white balance, just so the white background sort of, if all like the little wrinkles sort of fade in. But generally we try to keep all of our photos the same, so there's a synchronicity between all of them, and then I'll change up like the cover shots depending on what I want to feature.
I have a white wall as well, and then I have two photography style lights, I guess. I don't even know what they're called in like the actual term.
Softbox?
And then softbox?
I think so. Yeah, they have like the fabric on them.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
So I have two of those, and then I painted a wall white and have a hanger. I used to have a mask, but I don't like it. If I can find a stock photo, I do use that. Just for like the display of the item. A lot of times I find it doesn't work best, but if I don't, I use like this website on my phone to remove the background on any of the images that I'm using as the cover photo, so it'll be completely white. And I actually do it to the stock photos too if they're not white, just because I know for search engine optimization, white backgrounds will always come up before any other regardless. So that's what I use. But for shoes and stuff, like I always do that. So you can literally take the picture on any surface and then you just use this remove background.
That's pretty cool.
What if you're trying to list a white item and it's like really hard to see the item on the white background, but you don't have any walls that aren't white?
Yeah, I think if you were to do it on like a different colored background and just have it positioned properly, you should be able to actually use the remove background browser app that I was talking about to take away the darker background and keep the white shirt. And then you can change, like it's not just white that you can do for a background. So you could always do like a gray or something, but I get what you're saying, especially if the item's sheer or whatever, it's so hard.
There's an app you can get called Photo Room, and what you can do is you can put like whatever background you want. Like my one friend uses it, and she made all of her backgrounds like a white marble.
So I ended up actually getting mannequins that were black specifically for that reason. So we have white mannequins and we have black ones. So that in case, like, let's say we're doing like a little black dress, then we could still use the white mannequin so that it's not black on black. And then same vice versa, because we're finding the white wall with white mannequin with white shirt not the most conducive to seeing anything at all. So like, we ended up, I think our mannequins cost us like $20 plus like freight, and they arrived really quickly too. So that was just kind of it was fine. We needed a plus size one anyway, and our men's mannequin broke, and we had been using duct tape, and you could see it in the pictures. So I was like, all right, time to get a new one.
So for LA Miller in the chat, she said that she uses a white sheet, but she wants something easier to set up for flat lays. Yeah, my problem with my sheet is like, so I have it for flat lays, and every time I walk on it, it like moves and bunches up, and I'm like, why? It's so much work just to take a photo.
Yeah, I started avoiding flat lays as much as possible because I feel like it's a lot more physically difficult to take the pictures. Like it's so much easier if you can just like flip the hanger around, take a picture, find the tag, take a picture, find the material tag, take a picture, call it a day. So, like, we've been actually avoiding flat lays because my boyfriend used to use our bedroom for it, like, on the bed. And I was like, yo, my space. He likes to have all these, like cartons and stuff. And then he'd have, like, this, like, big, like, I don't even know what to call it, kind of like a baseboard so that everything lays flat. And then he'd have a white sheet, and I was like, yo, I need my space. So I just try to avoid them as much as possible. Plus, with the mannequins and the white sheet, like kind of our setup right now, I feel like that does just fine. And if someone doesn't really like my pictures, then I guess I'll retake new ones in 6 months if it doesn't sell. So,
yeah, literally, like, after I spend, like, an hour or so doing flat lays, like, I feel like my back is breaking, like, I'm a senior citizen.
Right?
I'm like, why?
I think for like productivity sense, flat lays are just like too time consuming for me. Like I know typically if I'm photographing, so like theming and photographing for me is always done in the same night, and then typically I do listing and then inventory. But I can get through 50 items in about an hour if I'm hanging. If I was doing flat lays like I used to previously before I set up my area, it would take forever time wise. I've even stopped measuring for the most part because not everyone really requests them, and it's just like it was taking an extra amount of time. So I'm trying to be the most productive in the least amount of time, and there's a couple of things I switched, and flat lays were one of them.
Like, to be honest, I really admire, like, you see a lot of sellers and they have like the nicest flat lays. They even like mix and match and like have recommendations with shoes and different brands and stuff. And like have like little flower pots and stuff going on. And like, I don't got the patience. Like, good for you for having the patience, but God, like, I got money to make. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not artsy enough to do that, or I just don't have the vision enough. But every time I'm like, oh God, I can barely pick out my outfits myself. Forget about trying to recommend it for other people. I'm like, nah, it's okay. Just buy it and see. You'll see.
Sometimes I'm at a point too where I'm just like I just don't even want to write a description because I put so many things up that I'm running out of ideas and everything is starting to sound the same. This will look good with a straight leg or a tight jean and a great strappy sandal. Like everything looks good with a tight jean and a straight strappy sandal. So like I'll just re-put in what the title says and then off you go, right? Just to put something in. But yeah, I understand because my sister's that way. So.
For my descriptions, I literally have a note pasted in my notes, and it basically just says offers welcome, bundle to save 10%. If you're unsure of fit, ask for measurements, and like I reuse my packaging, and I just like copy and paste that, and it makes it so much easier. And I don't have to like think of something off the top of my head each time I list.
I'm just like, here, it's black, it's distressed, 5-pocket styling, button with a zipper fly, for talking pants, straight leg, 100% cotton. Hit me up if you need,
Yeah, ours too is like that. Like, if you guys look at our listings, especially lately, like our like just in, like it's pretty much like okay, this is what it's made of, or like this is what kind of the item is, like a description, and then what the materials are, whether or not it's in good condition, or like what level of good condition, and then approximate measurements are in the photos, because we do use an app called Sizely. And so we have all these kind of templates of like what kind of measurements and stuff. So we do measurements. It takes a lot of time and they annoy me most of the time. But my boyfriend insists because we usually will pack up the items after, after we're done listing and inventory, we'll actually pack up the item so that it's ready for shipping. We don't touch it anymore after that, to avoid any damage or any stains or any everything, and just that kind of thing. So after that, I don't want to have to touch them again. And then if someone asks me a question about the measurements, then I have to go to the storage locker, pull it out, measure it, and it might be wrinkled again or something like that. So so we have that, and then we just make sure to say that it's approximations so that Poshmark can't approve a case based on measurements, and then we just go from there. So
actually, touching on the approximate measurements, I remember reading on one of the Facebook groups that someone lost a case because she wrote approximate measurements. So I don't do that anymore. Yeah. So I'm like, I give them or I don't. Pardon?
There was a girl. Who was that? Was that you, Lauren, or was that someone else? Who
No, it was
like the teens on the Poshmark Facebook.
That was me. I was so mad about that. Oh my gosh, don't
I
even
was
like
totally 14, like 15.
I know.
And she bent it.
Yeah.
She bent it. Like, I was like, how did you? What are you doing?
I missed something.
Okay,
So there's
so
a Poshmark Canada resellers Facebook group, and I think Lauren lost a case because of sizing, and the girl like put her tape measure up there saying it's 15, but she had like bent it and like put it past the pants and all this stuff, and Poshmark refunded her, but when she got them back, it was actually 14. Yeah, so like I have a girl disputing a Max Mara coat right now that she paid $350 for. I'm pretty sure it's because of size, but she's trying to say like it's not authentic.
Oh yeah.
And like, stuff like that, right? Like
my sister told me about the whole authentic thing because I had recently posted a Burberry sport, and I don't know, like, I'm not a big fashionista person, so I like asked my sister who is into fashion, and she was like, listen, because she's more on Poshmark, she's more of like the high retail seller, because that's where she lives in Toronto, so she finds, and she's in the fashion world, so she like finds all of these things. And she's like, listen, if people ask me for authenticity, I put it, they can buy it, and if they pay for authenticity and then show me that it's not real, I'll refund them. Like, that's her policy for that. And so that's what I told this person. I was like, from what we can understand, it's real. If you want to get it authenticated and it comes back not authentic, I'll refund you. Like, hands down. Like, I have no problems with that. But like, because I hear that that's a big thing on Poshmark is authenticity for like the big name stuff, right? So
yeah, Poshmark deals with it too. Like, she opened up a case and it's being reviewed right now. And that's the nice thing about that 20% you pay. Because she was saying like it wasn't real, like the friend worked for a porter, and I'm like, okay, well, first of all, the coat is like the icon jacket, and I only know this from research, like I don't wear Max Mara, like I'm totally the opposite style, but the coat's been made since 1981, so she's like, button's supposed to have like the name on it, and this is supposed to have that, right? Like, I get what she's saying, and that's on the new coats, but like the tag, the RN number, the style number, the wool mark, all this stuff like match the actual jacket. So I'm hoping they side with me and she's like there's all this stuff's provided, but it'll be interesting to see because this will be my first time having like a case open for authenticity. But
yeah,
if you list it for more than $500, Poshmark will automatically do an authenticate without a request for one.
Yeah, I think is it 700 here in Canada or 5?
I thought it was 5. I haven't sold anything that expensive. Like my closest was $350. Oh, it is 700.
Yeah, so it's 500 in the States, 700 in Canada, and it's got to be for an individual item.
Yeah.
So I like the jacket won't be worth it. It's like only 1,200 new. So that's the thing that sucks, right? Because you're in between that mark.
bye,
Alex.
Bye. Going for a walk. We'll see you later.
Have fun. Yeah, so like with the jeans, it was $100 sale, and this girl was a seller, so she knew she couldn't return based on fit, so she's like, I'm just gonna stretch these and make them bigger and put the measuring tape all wrong. I was so mad. Like I was sharing it with Chantal. I was fuming. I was like, oh my god, this girl.
Yeah, my boyfriend was pissed on behalf of her.
And that's like the same with this coat. Like, I'm like, for sure, it's too big. She wants to return it, and she's trying to say it's not real. And I'm like, oh, please, Poshmark, just...
Yeah, and I feel like in an authentication case, they're gonna more likely side with the buyer, especially if it wasn't authenticated, which sucks for us, but it happens. It's all part of the selling game.
Exactly.
Like, if people want to be, like, I'm pretty chill with that. Like, I'll get upset a little bit, but then I'm like, listen, if you want to be a douche, then I'll sell it to somebody else. Like, yeah, right. Honestly, someone else.
Well, yeah, it's all business. Like, to be honest, like, give it back, whatever. I'll resell it. That's fine. Yeah. Like, I don't even like personally, like, even the people who are like, oh, if it's a $100 item, they're like $5, I decline. I'm like, no, I just say 95, and then I'll go like, oh, okay, maybe I'll do 75, right? Like, people are just trying to see what they can get it for. Like, I have no offense to be taken, like, whatsoever. Like, hey, good on you for trying to, like, lowball me and get a price. I know I'd be doing, like, the same thing.
Right? Yeah, that's what I had explained to this one girl. I was like, look, it's not personal or anything like that. Like, it's the buyer's job to get the lowest price possible and the seller's job to get the highest price possible. So if you want to play ball, let's play ball. But I mean, I have at one point, like, I remember I was lowballed for this palette of makeup. I had it listed at like $50, and she had sent me an offer for something like $8. And so yeah, no, I was pissed. I was like, sorry, what now? And then anyway, so like we went back and forth. And I think after her like fourth counter offer, I was like, yo, I'm not going lower than like 25.
You're like, bye-bye.
Yeah, so like I sent her a message. I was like, you know what, like if you're not willing to pay 25 or more, feel free to decline. At this point, like I pretty much said, like, you're wasting my time. I'm gonna start ignoring you soon. So I was like, no, it's okay. Like, but most of the time I do whatever. Like a lot of people do buy from Poshmark because they can't afford certain brand items, or they just like the idea of having not having to buy new, because then they're reusing and that kind of thing, repurposing. So I don't take it personally for the most part. I do get annoyed when it happens often, or when people add to their bundle, remove from their bundle, add to their bundle, and never buy. That annoys me. Then I'm just like, okay, like you're clearly not, like you're clearly just messing with me. So like I'm over this. I'll just ignore you and make you buy full price, or wait till you send me an offer, because Mom's got no time.
Yeah, I actually on Monday I had a phone call with Poshmark. Like they emailed me and they're like, hey, do you want to do like an interview just to like talk about your Posh experience? So I did, and I was able to give them some suggestions. And one of the things I mentioned, I was like, we should be able to go through and like delete old bundles from like a year ago that like it's empty, just because they're like, they take up space, and it's like, I don't like looking at those. What's in the chat? I'm not one to open a case, but as a seller, I have not yet had a case. I'd be pissed too. I'm one to tell you I'm not going to buy until I start making money if I don't have enough to make a respectable offer. Yeah, exactly.
I have people do that, yeah. That's nice. They're always like, you know what, I'm just browsing. I'm trying to see what the budget's going to be, if it fits. But then I've had people who are like, oh, I'll bundle this, and like I'll send a message saying, let me know when you're ready for me to make an offer, like, because I'll be going through and like adding a few items. And they're like, hey, ready. And then I'll send it an offer, and it's like, you know, I usually do more than 10%, even though like bundled on its own, like people can give that. But if we're having a conversation, I'll add a little extra, and then they just like don't reply. I'm like, well, if you don't like the price, like send something back. Like let's see if like
Yeah, people get cold feet.
I haven't been selling very long. I've maybe made like 5-6 sales. And I've only been like actually actively selling for like 2 to 3 weeks. But like one of the first ones, she kept like it was the Burberry. So I eventually sold it for $60 because I was like, whatever. But they kept like going up by $1. So like they lowballed me at first, and I was like, fine, because I had listed it at 80, right? And so it was like 75, and I like playing that game. But then it was like she went to like 55. And I was like, okay, 60. She's like, 56. I'm like, no, 60. It's like 57, 60. Like, I was so close to declining it because I was like, this is dumb. Like, seriously. Like, if you haven't seen the 63 times already, I'm not going lower than 60.
Yeah,
like,
I hate that. And then, like, just knowing the fact that you might lose a sale over, like, a couple dollars. Like, this happened to me the other day. Like, I sent out an offer. It was, like, $29 with $10 shipping. And then, like, a few days later, the girl offers, like, I don't know, something lower. So I offered like 27 or something. I can't remember exactly. And she never answered. And I was like, there was like a $3 difference. And I'm like,
yeah. A lot of times, like I'll just take it because like with the Posh fee and stuff, it's like a couple bucks or $1 or whatever. So I find it's not worth the back and forth. But then some points, I don't know if any other like you resellers do this, but I'm always conscious because of reselling, right? Like, so I sell bunch of new with tag stuff too. I'm always conscious if I'm selling something new with tags of the baseline price I sell it at, because I don't want to like shortchange for anyone moving forward or for myself in the future of the lowest price, because then people look at that as like comps. So for example, like this girl wanted to buy a pair of Patagonia new tag pants, and she wanted them for 35, I think, or 40, and I wanted 45. I just wanted to keep that base number. And then she like walked away from it, and I'm like, that's fine. But like, even this girl, I had some fraying denim jeans, and I have them listed for like 110, and she offered 60, and I was like, I would do 75, but like I can't go 60 because then that like f's me up next time I want to buy a pair of those jeans. Because I do a lot of higher. I spend money to make money, so I don't necessarily pay $3-4 an item. I pay up if I find there's a profit. Like, profit's profit for me, so I shop everywhere and anywhere. So I don't want to like screw myself over. Be like, yeah, I'll take 50 this time because I only paid $10 for these ones. But next time, what if I pay 30 and then I only get?
And then you have to sell them at the 50 because that's been your baseline. Okay, I do understand that.
The thing that I always worry about is like, if I accept a lower offer, like say I have something for like 100 and I have a bunch of stuff like of that brand and I sell it for like 50 or less, someone else is going to come in and see that I sold that item for so low, and then they're going to continue to lowball on that brand.
Right.
Like, that's what I like about like when you sell a bundle, because it all shows like the listed price. So it's like, oh, like these Lululemon pants sold for $50. Like maybe she's only going to take like 45.
Yeah, but actually they were like 30 in the bundle, but no one knows. I love that.
I didn't know that. See, I'm learning lots of these things. I should have done one of these earlier.
Actually, that's a good point to bring up for the comps, because if you check the comps on Poshmark, when you make a bundle, like you guys said, it's the listing price that comes up, and so I make sure to check. There's this website that I use, I forgot what it is, but it actually gives you what the average sold is for the item.
Is it Sellhound?
Different, sorry?
Is it called
Yes.
Sellhound?
Yes.
Yeah.
So on different, on different,
Platforms.
Platforms. Thank you. So like it'll show me Mercari, it'll show me Poshmark, it'll show me eBay, it'll show me something else, but it's nice to know. It'll also show me like Etsy if Etsy has items. So it's nice to know like what it sells for on different platforms, so that I can kind of average it out and then base my listing on that. Because a lot of times if you just base it on Poshmark, and then if you consider the fact that Poshmark Canada and Poshmark US sell differently too, I mean, like the thing is weird, so I tend to average it out based on what I can find kind of everywhere. Because then if not, I feel like certain places, like if you ever check Sellhound, a lot of times you'll see sometimes it can have like the average of different sites can actually have like a $20 difference depending on what the item is. And so I don't want to like undercut myself, but I also don't want to overprice an item. So I try to kind of average it out that way.
What's the name of what you said you use for that?
Sellhound. It's sellhound.com. Even if you just type in like Prada open toe heel or something like that, it'll give you kind of an approximation of any of the listings that come up with that kind of description or tags. And then after that, it'll kind of average it out for you. It'll say like average sold is this much, highest, lowest, I think, and that kind of thing. So it's nice to know.
Okay, thank
Does
you.
it help if you have a style number?
I don't remember.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a new member. What's up, homegirl? Yeah, that's their name. It says homegirl on their screen. I don't know if
I was like, what? Then I like looked.
I don't know if their mic's on or they're just listening in the background, but welcome to the chat. We're just talking about some Poshmark stuff, taking photos. Oh, I scared her off.
And there she goes.
Awkward. Anyways, so I'm wondering what kind of you guys have as your like reseller must-haves, like your toolkit. So for me, I have my lint roller, my ring light. It's in the back here. My label printer. I'm actually gonna show you because it's like right beside me.
Do you have the Dymo?
No, I didn't get the Dymo. So this is what I have. It's called the Label Range.
Oh.
And the reason I didn't get the Dymo is because the Dymo, you have to buy the labels, right? And for me,
I have
look
the Dymo.
I got this roll of labels for free. 950 labels.
Wait, the label range?
Labels for?
Yes. Pardon?
What do you use the labels for?
Like
To print
for shipping.
The
Shipping labels. Yeah, so I have a Canada Post business account, so I can order free shipping supplies, so I can get like all those labels for free. So I'm like, I'm not gonna get a Dymo and have to pay like however much. So like I did my research, found a good printer, and I love it. It's so small. Doesn't take up any room.
What was the name of it?
Here, I'll type it in the chat, but it's called the Label Range. And it's on Amazon. It might, last time I checked, it was out of stock, but they should be bringing it back. And it was, I think, 160. And you just Google thermal, it has to be thermal labels. So the label printer, it's really a game changer. Like you never have to buy ink or paper or anything.
I personally love my Dymo, and I have the 450 and the 4XL. So I actually use the 450 for all my inventory labels, and then I use the 4XL for my shipping labels. So I love them both. They're so and then because you can create your own custom labels and stuff too. If you're making them, like, you have a Dymo label app on your computer, you can do that too. So I love it. So good.
Okay, literally, guys, look at this. I thrifted this for $8. It's a Dymo, and it works.
What?
Yeah.
Is that the 4XL?
It's the 400. So it doesn't.
The 400.
Yeah, it doesn't fit shipping labels, but it does like smaller ones. I'm like $8. So
That's ridiculous.
I know. It was in Quebec. I was like, what?
That's
If I could find a printer for that price, I would totally pick it up too.
Yeah.
I
Even
don't
if
have
it
a
didn't
printer
work.
at all.
And I buy all my Dymo labels on Amazon. Like, I don't buy them off the website. But I actually don't get Dymo labels.
But ones that work with it.
Yeah.
Which is smart because they're expensive.
Okay, I have a question for you, Lauren. You said you bought it in Quebec. You're in Ontario. How far do you go to? Like, hold up.
I just go on sourcing trips. No, so my boyfriend, he travels a lot for work, and one of his main areas that he goes is Quebec. Like, he works for a greenhouse company, so one of their big places is in Quebec. So what used to happen was I was able to drive down in his work van with him, but now there's new company rules and I'm not allowed to go in his vehicle with him. So I just drive down. It's 6 hours from me. And I took the car last time we went, and literally I spent 9 hours in one day out thrift shopping. I went to 5 different stores. So I spent
I totally would do that too. Totally. I love thrifting in Quebec. It is so cool. It's so different than down here.
I have a couple videos on my YouTube channel showing all the stuff I found, and I spent probably about $700 in that one day. It was crazy.
I do that too. I've gone farthest I've gone is 4 hours away. 4? Yeah, 4 hours.
I just feel like with the plane ticket, my boyfriend and I were talking about this because now since we're doing this as an actual business, we could fly out with Swoop to places I don't know, Hamilton, whatnot, drive quickly out to Toronto and find some really good locations to thrift. And so that's super exciting for us because now that we're sales are really picking up and we're really putting an effort into this, I'm looking at actually quitting my job or just working part-time because I have amazing benefits with my job right now, and just doing this full-time. So I'm considering going out. Plus I have so much family in Quebec. I should probably visit them more than once every 4 years.
And it's beautiful. Why wouldn't you want to go out there?
I know, but every time I go out there, I want to stay. I'm from Winnipeg. We got nothing. We got fields. So it makes me want to stay.
I actually just quit my job to do this full time. So.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yay!
Yeah, I did full time.
Pardon?
What did you used to do before?
I worked for Child and Family Services.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yeah, no, I work in insurance. I work at Great West Life. Well, now Canada Life.
Yes, they did change over. That was fun.
Yeah, it does nothing for me because I still have Great West Life accounts anyway. But I just, it's a lot of pushing paper and it's quite dull. Ask Lauren. I talked to her all day. And like, I basically, the nice thing though is that like I can still, it's one of the jobs that they don't micromanage us. So as long as you get your work done, they don't give a shit what you do during the day. So a lot of times I'm actually poshing, and like my boss has come to see me once and was like, "Oh, cool, what's that?" And I was like, "Oh, actually, I do something on the side." And she was like, and then she was asking questions. So I was like, "Oh, that's nice that I didn't get in shit, but also this is kind of weird." So, yeah.
I wanted to grab a group photo, so if you guys have a coffee or drink, hold it up. If not, just smile and look pretty. Oh wait, someone else is asking to join. Maybe this is someone who's working for Poshmark. I don't know.
Oh, look at the mist.
No, there's more. Okay.
That's Gabby.
Hello, Linda. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Hi.
Hi. You just joined us when we're going to take a group photo, so if you want to leave your camera off, that's fine, or if you want to join us.
I'm just going to kind of lurk.
Okay.
Thank you for the info.
That's fine. Okay, everyone, and I'm going to do it in 3. There we go. Screenshot. I love the Mountain Dew. What? You want to do it again?
Yeah, because I was sending a message on the chat. Sorry.
Okay. It's hard because I have to do it with like one hand. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. There, gorgeous. Okay, so
and it looks like I just woke up. So
okay,
right?
All right, so we were talking about our reseller tools. So I printer, lint roller, ring light, my steamer, obviously a sweater shaver. If you guys haven't heard of that or don't have one, you should definitely invest in one. They are amazing. And a sewing kit. And my last one is a measuring tape, and literally, I always lose my measuring tape, so I ordered, like, one of the little tile things so I can put it on my measuring tape so I don't keep losing it. I'm so bad.
I almost, when I came in here, I had this around my neck because I was measuring.
Nice.
And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to jump in. I'm just going to take that off now.
It's an accessory. Work it, girl.
That's where I keep it, right? Because I'll lose it. If I set it down, it's gone. And then I spend the next 20 minutes trying to find the stupid thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So what are your, like, go-to things that you need to be able to do reselling?
The flash on my camera or phone. Mainly because I don't have a lighting system. And even when the sun is, like, the highest natural sun that I can get, I still don't have enough natural light, so I'll use the flash on my phone. That's pretty much it. I don't really have a bunch of tools yet.
Thank you, cards.
Yeah. LA Miller is out. Bye. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
I agree with thank you cards for sure. And then I personally now, because of like the scope of the business, I couldn't do it without my inventory system. But before, I was like, just give me my phone for like a camera and, you know, like the basics, like a lint roller. I would like print the labels in like on a regular printer and then like fold them in those free slides, right? Like those things. But now, like, because I spend like, you know, doing this full time, it's a little bit different than I find than part time. One of the things I could not do without now is my virtual assistant. Thank you so much for sharing my listings all the time, and best money I've ever spent, because I hate doing that, and I cannot share my closet 6 times a day and also list and do all the other things. So
yeah, I do virtual assisting. It's my side gig.
Nice. Yeah, I don't like that. I couldn't sit there and do it. I'd be like, blah, and then I feel like I have to. My issue is like I don't like doing things at a set time, so they do that for me, and then when I usually work in the evenings and I get to spend the days with my kids. So, you know, I'll list, like, my kids go to bed, and then from like 7 to, 11 at night, I work every day. Yeah. So, except if I'm like sourcing or whatever, then there's a little bit different. If I'm going out or if I'm doing it from home, but
yeah, it's all about splitting it up. Like I sometimes log into like 4 4 times to each person's account every day and just do like a couple hundred here and boom, get my day done.
Nice. Yeah, see, like I keep 953 listings with I think 600 active, and then my VA shares my 600 listings 6 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you pay?
How much do I pay?
Yeah.
A great price.
I've been doing this since September, I think, and I have had a couple people who are like unsure about it, and I've just like I've shown them like all the usernames of the people who I've done it for. I literally had one lady, she paid me like, because I do payment up front on the first day. She paid me. I logged in once, did 1 set of shares, and then she changed her password, and she was like, sorry, I'm not okay with this. And I'm like, okay. And she just like paid me for the week for like one day. I'm like, fine by me.
I don't even know how much I should be paying for that either.
Yeah, it's like everyone creates their own prices. Like what I did is I timed myself to see how long it takes me to share like a certain amount of listings. And then like it's not going to be your regular 9 to 5 job, so I'm not going to be charging like $15 an hour.
Interesting. Like so much per share or so much per listing or so much per relist.
Yeah, I do it like I think I have like 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, and like I think 3,500 is like I've never had anyone ask for that much, but that's like my highest amount.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I pay monthly, so
Monthly?
and then I just that way, and then I just share. We have an agreement, but I go through Fiverr.
Yeah, I do Fiverr and Facebook. I have a page on Facebook.
I'm back.
Hey.
My whole internet just shut down.
Oh, that happened to me my first time I did this on like last Saturday. Like everything would be frozen and I'd just be sitting here like, and everyone's just like I'd miss like a whole couple minutes of the chat, and I'm like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but I'm just gonna act like I do.
Like last Saturday, I had trouble logging in to Zoom, and I was actually 40 minutes late to one of the meetings, and she was still going. I'm like, oh, at least I made it at all.
Yeah.
I did not make it. I was definitely sleeping.
I was like, I was expecting you, and you just stood me up.
I know. I'm sorry. I totally ghosted you too. I just disappeared. Sorry, I was in a bit of a coma. I think I fell asleep. We went to bed super late, and I did not hear any of my alarms or anything like that. So it was a good time.
It's all good. You're forgiven
That
this time.
happens a lot.
Have you guys ever like start listing, like you guys are doing stuff during the evening or whatever, and then you start at like 9 p.m. at night and then finish at like 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
Like, is that ever a thing? Like, I'm not the only one who does that.
Mm-hmm. Once you get
No,
into
you're not
it,
the only one. A lot of people do that.
If I didn't have children, I totally would.
Cause I'm like messaging on the Poshmark group, and then I'm like, maybe I should just share my closet. Like, but it's 3 a.m. and I'm like, is this actually beneficial? But yeah.
I get so many people liking items and bundling them at like 2, 3 in the morning. Like, whoa.
that's when all the impulse buyers are awake. They're like, no sleep, time to shop.
But I do like list in the evening. That's the only time with the kids. Like I said, from 7, I think, till last night. I was working till at least midnight.
Yeah, we were supposed to work last night. And then we started binge watching Netflix, and that just didn't happen. Although, you know what, to be honest, like even when I'm taking pictures and stuff, there's definitely like a little window. Like my Samsung allows me to do like both, like multiple things at once, and then it'll just like kind of minimize the screen into like a smaller screen. So I'm definitely like watching shows and stuff, like sipping wine while I take pictures. So like, if some are lopsided, like I probably hit the point where I'm tipsy. Just saying.
What's the Facebook group, guys? That you guys say you're with?
There's a whole bunch of them. Like, there's Canadian Posh Bosses, Poshmark Thrifting, Poshmark Canada. Just, like, search Poshmark in your groups.
Oh, there's Poshmark Canada.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of members.
Naomi, were you here for our group photo or not? Did you miss that?
Yes, I was.
Couldn't remember or not. Like,
I left when you guys were talking about your essentials for your selling.
Yeah. So many essentials.
Okay, the Poshmark Sellers Canada, is that a good one?
I think so. I'm in so many Poshmark groups. Like my whole news feed is just like Poshmark stuff.
Poshmark?
Yeah, literally.
Wow. I don't even check my newsfeed, really. I don't.
I have to go.
Okay, thanks for joining.
Chantel, Lawrence, I want to get on this group chat that you guys are in. I'm really upset that I'm not part of it right now, but
Yeah.
anyway, thanks for having me, you guys, and I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining.
Bye.
Yeah, lots of Facebook groups. They're really good for getting advice, kind of seeing how other people deal with stuff. Like, a lot of people post about the cases they have. And I'm like, I can, like, relate with you on that one.
Also, it's kind of nice, honestly, just for, like, support. Like, I've never gotten as much support trying to do something. Like, I don't have any friends or, like, kind of family other than my boyfriend who, like, truly support what we do. And so, like, I actually have a friend, like, she's my closest friend, and, like, I love her to pieces, but, like, she will shit on me day in, day out and call me a scam artist for Poshmark. And so, like, it's kind of shitty. But it's just nice to have, like, if you have questions or if you want ideas and that kind of thing, it's nice that you can reach out to Poshmark sellers, like, through a group. And then also, like, sometimes I just didn't know what to call something. Like, I don't know, like, maybe I'm just, like, at the point where with my descriptions or my titles and stuff, I'm just over it. I'm like, look, it's a shoe. Like, I already listed 8 pictures. Like, if y'all can't see what it is, I don't know what to tell you. But so, like, I'll, like, reach out and be like, what would you guys call this? Or, like, you know, what would you guys, like, is this legit or not? And that kind of thing. So, and, like, you get, like, responses within minutes.
That's really cool.
So, yeah, it's really nice because, like, even once I was at the thrift store and I was like, oh, like, I don't know if these are legit. And someone responded and was like, no, fake. And I was like, oh, perfect. So I took it out of my cart, was like, for the next person. So, I mean, it was nice because, like, they need the response right away. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was at Talese back when the thrift stores were open. I found a pair of Gucci loafers, and I was like, and they weren't even in the showcase. I was like, are these real? So I posted in the Facebook groups, and everyone was like, yeah, those are legit. Bought them for $20, sold for $350 like the next day, or no, same day.
Oh,
I was
that's
like,
amazing.
yeah. How do they not put these in the showcase for like $100? Like, I was
I know.
like, blown away.
We have a value village that just opened here, and we have a very dense Japanese and Chinese culture in that area because of Western University. So we have a lot of international students and a lot of Portuguese people. And so in that specific area, they opened up a value village, and there was, like, ridiculously low-priced fashion brands in this one. And then, like, we started going there and finding all of this. Like, we found our Coach bag there. We found, like, and they were selling it for like $12 or something. And we're like, okay, we'll take that.
Wow.
And then as soon as we realized, like, the amount of things that were there, everything shut down. And we're like, like, that's great.
As soon as the resellers come in, they're like, we gotta hike the prices up.
Yeah.
Right.
My boyfriend calls me one day at work, and I'm just kind of like, babe, I'm at work. Like, no, leave me alone. And then he was like, no, but I need your attention. And then he, like, puts me on video. He goes, these, are they real? And I was like, what? And then they were red bottoms. And they were real. And then he was like, tomorrow's dollar day for, like, clothing and shoes. He was like, oh my God, I'm going to stash them somewhere. And I'm going to, like, keep them. And, like, the next day, he shows up right when it opened. So, like, the minute it opened, he was there. And he went and bought them for $1. He was like, we got red bottoms for $1. I was like, that's
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, also, who does that? Who stashes things?
You'd be surprised. I worked in retail. You'd be surprised on how many people hide things behind other things because they know the sale is coming up.
Yeah, but the employees found it and they put it back. So then he was all scared, but then he was like, oh, but they're there still. So I was like, oh my God.
Wow. That's hilarious.
Like, okay.
It's super funny. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't have any high-end brands on the island. So
Where
it's
are you?
mostly in PEI.
That's where my parents live.
Oh.
That's cool.
Yeah, so the high-end brand here on the island is drive down to New York, Boston, head up the thrift stores there. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey guys. First of all, Julie, I noticed you're in PEI. I'm really new to this, but I made my first sale to PEI a couple days ago. So it appears people there want fashion. And I'd also like to say, sweet stuff. You have amazing eyebrows.
Oh yeah, on fleek.
Thanks. Tattoo on.
Your eyebrows.
Y'all, I have a tattoo on my face. Okay, they are micropigmented, so I wake up with these eyebrows on already. It's the only thing that I wake up with anything looking somewhat put together. Everything else is a mess, but thank you.
Is that the same thing as microblading?
Kinda. So microblading, they'll actually like cut into your skin into strokes that look like hairs. So you use microblading if you don't have enough hairs, or let's say you don't have any more eyebrows or whatever, cancer patients, that kind of thing. But micropigmenting is just to make it look like you have makeup on. So basically, you're tattooing your face.
Okay.
Like in a kind of like ombre kind of. Anyway.
I'm glad they're using real colors now. Do you remember face tattoos used to be like that blue-black ink?
Yes.
I see a lot of that in my nail salon. Those ladies there all have tattooed brows, and it's blue-black ink. I feel so bad for them. I have a question for everybody. Admittedly, I'm still new to this, and I'm first of all focusing on cleaning out my house because I have so many clothes. I see some people have accounts both on .ca and the American market. How do you do that? Is it a separate account?
Yeah, so I have a US account, but I don't have it activated yet because you need 3 things. So first you need the US account, like to create one on Poshmark.com. You need to have a way to connect your bank account to a US bank account.
Okay.
And you need a US address, which you can get for free online. It's just
I have all of those things. Yeah. My family's in the States.
Yeah, and then you need a cross-border shipping company, so I guess 4 things. That's the one thing I don't have, because like the closest one's like an hour from me, so like theoretically I could and like ship once a week, but like right now I'm just trying to get my schedule established, so it might be down the line, but we'll see.
Would Chit Chats work?
Yeah, I think there's...
Yes,
Hamilton
definitely does.
Yeah, Hamilton's the closest one to me. I don't know. I think they have some type of program. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, Chit Chats is like one of the bigger ones.
Hold on, there's a Chit Chats in Hamilton?
No, I don't
I
think
thought Burlington was the closest. Yeah. I'm in Hamilton.
Okay, yeah, Burlington then, yeah. Hamilton, Burlington, like same area. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
There's people not from Hamilton and Burlington. Totally get it.
Yeah. They're neighbors.
Same area.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate the info.
Yeah, no problem.
I had a question, and now I don't have a question anymore.
Oh, I lost it.
The coffee is not working, apparently.
Oh no, I have tea in my boss lady mug.
Have an energy drink, like a psycho. I can't even anymore. Yeah.
All right. Does anyone have any last questions about anything at all? Doesn't have to be Poshmark.
I'm definitely going to come up with questions after this. I'm going to be like, oh, I should have thought of this to ask.
Yeah, actually.
For the next one.
Yeah, next week, I'm going to be collabing with my friend Alinka. Her handle's herstory_thrift. And I'll probably add, once we get that set up, like we already have it confirmed with Poshmark that we can collab. So I'll be advertising that on my Instagram. If you guys, I just bumped my table. I put it in the chat down there. So you guys can stay tuned when there's going to be another chat. Because these are fun. Like,
and what was the app that you guys use to remove like the background?
There's a couple actually. There's Photo Room where you can put like a different color background. There's Snapseed where you can make it just pure white. I think someone mentioned another one, but I don't remember what it was.
I was going to ask a question. It's okay. I'll remember it for the next one. I'll write it down.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah.
I really remember.
So I gotta get going because it's my 2-year anniversary today with my boyfriend, and we're gonna go.
Congratulations!
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thanks. He bought us crossbows, so we're gonna go out and shoot some stuff in the woods.
Yeah, I like you guys even more now. Like, this is just like...
I'm telling myself, like, I'm totally not, like, a hick or a country person. I'm, like, we're an animal
Lies.
You're from Delhi. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You run after your garbage lids into different yards. You're definitely a hick.
We won't tell that story. No, there was, like, a really windy day. Oh, he's bringing the... Yeah, literally, look at this.
Oh my god! That's awesome!
You guys are crazy.
Pop in and come say hi.
I can drive down there and I won't be targeted.
You gotta lean
but I
in
have
further.
to limit people.
This is my boyfriend. Thanks. Yeah, so we're gonna go do that.
My boyfriend's black, and he'd legit be like, "Yeah, that's a white people thing. Like, you don't see any black people running around with crossbows." Like,
yeah, 100%.
That's awesome. That sounds like so much fun. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Hopefully, there's no accidents.
Yeah, I come right through the leg.
If he says something to piss you off.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was an accident.
I couldn't hear what he said. But
I love you. I promise.
Yeah, so this was awesome. So thanks everyone for coming, and yeah, stay tuned for next week for a collaboration video. And
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Have a great
week.
day. Bye.
Bye.